Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Nation here, and I'm super excited to be back to share with you guys my crazy labor and delivery story. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and to all of my returning subscribers, hey, welcome back. Thank you guys for watching and continuing to rock with me through all of my ups and downs of being a YouTuber. I swear one of these days I'm going to get it together. Jumping right into the details, y'all. I went into labor on Memorial Day, May 31st. And it's funny because on that day, I was supposed to go out to eat with one of my friends, and she checked in with me like the day before, like, hey girl, we still good to go? And I was like, yeah, we're fine, we'll go, no problem. Around 6 a.m. in the morning, I texted her. I was like, listen, I think I'm having Braxton Hicks, so I'm not gonna go today. And you know, hopefully my baby will be here any minute now. So I was so excited that when I started feeling those Braxton Hicks, I did not sleep the rest of the time until after I had my baby. I was up the entire day and the entire next day. It was a whole new level of tired that I've never experienced. So I went into labor 6 a.m. having Braxton Hicks. People would describe Braxton Hicks as strong contractions. That wasn't my experience. It felt kind of like a dull, sharp pressure / pain. Like if someone was to take a knife and just kind of stab you, but not puncture your skin, just push really hard. But it was very dulled. And so I started having that the entire day between 6 a.m. and 10 o'clock p.m. on Memorial Day. I had Braxton Hicks. And they were very sporadic, like 7 minutes, 13 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. The time that I was having them apart from one another was so different throughout the entire day. I really should have been sleeping, but I was just so excited because I was about to have this baby. So if you watched my previous videos concerning pregnancy, then you know that I was big into the book Supernatural Childbirth by Jackie Mize. And I was believing God for a 2-hour or less labor, no pain, and completely natural, no epidural. Well, I literally got the exact opposite. Literally. But that's not to complain. I'm super grateful and thankful. I'm healthy, baby girl's healthy. It's fine. But it's funny because I was like, this is gonna happen like this. I'm believing, I'm praying for this. And God was like, yeah, okay. That's funny. So we get to 10 o'clock p.m. and now the contractions are 5 minutes apart consistently. And it was like that for almost an hour. And now the contractions are more painful. So it wasn't at the top, but it was definitely like, okay, what's going on? Like, I think I'm about to have my baby now. Not knowing what real contractions felt like. To me, these contractions were getting real, and I was like, all right, it's go time. So I called my midwife because my plan was to have the baby at a birthing center, all natural. I called my midwife up, and she's like, okay, so I know you've been having contractions all day. That's great. I know they're 5 minutes apart. That's awesome. She was like, but how are you in between contractions? Like, can you still talk? Can you still walk around? Are you still in a good mood? Like, tell me how you feel in between. And I was like, yeah, I mean, during the contractions, they're really hurting. Like, I'm having real contractions. But in between them, I'm fine. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, I'm still in a good mood. I can still talk, carry on, have a conversation. And she was like, okay, well, based on what you're telling me, I recommend that you stay home, go to sleep, and call me when they get intense. And I was thinking, Did you not hear what I just told you? They are intense. What do you mean go back to sleep? You're not hearing me. And she was like, okay, you can come in if you want. I can check you, see what's going on. It's up to you. And I was like, yeah, no question. Like, I want to go in. I'm believing for a 2-hour or less labor. I'm going in and I'm going to have this baby. My mom, my husband, and my mother-in-law, we all get to the birth center pretty much all around the same time. And the midwife checks me, and I'm all of a whopping 1 centimeter, maybe 2, but I'm pretty sure I was only 1. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've been having contractions all day, and I've only dilated 1 or 2 centimeters? What? And I was 80% effaced. So she was like, most of the day, that's probably what you were feeling, is your cervix was thinning. But now that you're having more, painful contractions, this is, the real work of your cervix dilating. So at this point, I'm a little discouraged because the picture, the plan that I had in my mind was looking like it was not about to happen. And she was like, it's okay, you're fine, this is completely normal, it's your first baby, you're gonna have this baby, it's gonna work out, you're gonna be fine. So I'm like, okay, I'm good, I got this. I'm a G, I can handle pain, I'm fine. At this point, it's around 11-ish, midnight-ish, and we get to the room. And she's like, okay, so I want you guys to rest. I don't want you to talk. I just want you to relax and go to sleep. And at this point, she had ordered me a sleeping pill because she wanted, she wanted me to go to sleep. And I didn't take the sleeping pill. They had just ordered it and picked it up for me. So while we're waiting, I lay down, and I kid you not, it's like as soon as my head hits that pillow, the contractions got 1,000 times worse. It was like the intensity she was talking about just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was really in active labor. And at that point, I understood why she was asking me, how are you in between the contractions? Because when you're in active labor in between contractions, all you want to do is just focus, because another one is coming, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I got through it, but here we go, I have another one. And so I was like, wow, I really thought I was having contractions all day long. I mean, I was, but active labor contractions are nothing compared to pre-labor contractions. I'm going to just tell you that right now. If you're pregnant and you are having Braxton Hicks and you think they hurt, no. You'll know when you're in active labor, because when you think it can't get no worse, it can. After a couple of hours of going through labor, I was like, all right, I need to get in the tub. I need to do something to help relieve this pain, because this is a lot. So they put me in the tub, and that worked for a while, but I don't like baths because I tend to get hot, I overheat, and I'm like, I just need to get out. So they kept trying to put a cold compress on my forehead and stuff. And the heat, I will say, did help a little bit with the contractions, but not enough for me to feel like staying in there was important. So I didn't stay in there for more than 45 minutes. I got out because I got too hot. And then I was like, all right, can you check me again? And she was like, no, I don't want to check you more than every 4 hours. I was like, 4 hours? Are you kidding me? I have to wait 4 hours for you to check me again? Like, what the heck is going on here? 4 hours go by since the last check. I'm thinking she gonna tell me I'm like 6 centimeters and we're really making some progress. I was at 3. Yes. I was like, this has gotta be a joke. Are you kidding me? You cannot be serious. 3 centimeters? What the heck? Like, why isn't my body doing what it's supposed to do? I took my headband off because that thing was hurting my ears. Anyway, at this point, I'm feeling like I want to give up because the water's not working. It's like 4 something in the morning and I'm still not making any real progress. And I'm tired. I hadn't slept all day, so I really wanted to give up then, but they were like, you got this, keep going, you're progressing perfectly fine, this is normal, you're good. So another 4 hours go by. How did I make it? I have no idea. It was nothing but the Lord. But it's still only, early morning, around 8, 9 o'clock. I'm just barely holding on, so I was like, I need you to check me again. I need you to see where I'm at because I'm in like really a lot of pain and I'm tired. The shower did help a lot, but I was only able to stay in there for like an hour. And then walking up and down the steps was torture. Also, when you're in labor, every time you have to use the bathroom, it's terrible. It's like when you go to squat, even if a contraction just ended, it's starting right back up again. It's the craziest thing. But anyway, she checked me again. And at that point, I was 5 centimeters. And she was like, I can maybe stretch you to 6. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Are you kidding me? I'm at 5 and you gonna stretch me to 6 after all this time? They ended up giving me nitrous, laughing gas to try and, relax me and get me through them. The contractions, that really didn't work. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, give me the sleeping pill. I need to sleep. I'm tired. I need a sleeping pill. So they gave it to me. But the problem with the sleeping pill was I was not progressing as quickly. My contractions were spacing out, and so it was slowing down the labor. But it did work. Like in between contractions, I was sleeping. I was going to sleep. And she was like, okay, this isn't good. Like, it's slowing down your labor. So I told her, listen, you've done an amazing job, but I don't want to have my baby here. I just don't. I'm tired. I'm in pain. I'm dilating too slowly. Please take me to the hospital. I'm done. And so she did. But here's the gag. There's always a catch. Instead of transferring me to the hospital that they normally would, which is only like 5 minutes away, she didn't know anybody at that hospital that was working at that time. So she wanted me to be with someone that she knew and trusted. So I had to be transferred to a hospital that was 45 minutes away. 45 freaking minutes away. We did what we did. At this point, also, I'm like not even really aware of what's going on. I'm just in pain and sleep. In pain and sleep. It was literally like, like, that's how I was. So my husband and my mom and the midwife, we all go to the hospital, and it took forever. It took almost 2 hours for them to finally check me into the freaking hospital and get me in the labor and delivery room. I was struggling, but it was COVID, and I had to be tested. I had to have a negative test. So by time I got back into the room, it was probably around 4 or 5 o'clock by the time I actually got to the room and was ready to get my epidural. Unfortunately, only my husband and the midwife could be in the room with me when I got the epidural, so my dad had to come to the hospital and pick my mom up. So that was a bummer because she was with me the entire time until we got to the hospital. She couldn't be in the room with me. The anesthesiologist came in. She was like, all right, I'm going to give you this epidural. It's going to be okay. Just stay really still. I'm going to wait till your contractions are done. And she was amazing. Chef's kiss. Like, oh my gosh, she was awesome. I had a really bad contraction, and then she got everything ready, gave me the shot, and almost immediately that thing kicked in. And when I tell you, epidurals are amazing. They're a gift from God. Don't ever let anybody make you feel bad for getting an epidural, because it literally made the world of a difference. It was like night and day. So I was so thankful that I got it. After I got it, they put the catheter in, because I was like, okay, well, how am I supposed to use the bathroom? She was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll go when you need to go. You'll be fine. And I was like, yo, like, this is the life. I don't have to do nothing but just lay here and relax. Like, who told me to go to the freaking birthing center? Who told me to even try that? What was I thinking? I get the epidural and everything is perfectly fine again. Josh ended up passing out on the couch, and this whole time my water had not broken. So she was like, all right, we're gonna break your water and we're gonna let you sit upright. That way, you know, we can help move things downward. And also, I forgot to mention, when I got to the hospital around 5 o'clock when they checked me, 5 or 6 o'clock when they checked me, I was only 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. So they also, in addition to the epidural and breaking my water, they also gave me Pitocin to help speed up the labor, since they had broken my water. 6 o'clock, broke my water, have me sitting up, waiting, and life is good. Everything is peachy. I am in a better place. I started pushing around 9 o'clock. So it was like 7 something. They came back in and they were like, oh, you're 9 centimeters. So any moment now, we have another baby that's being delivered, and then you'll be next. Like, you'll be ready to push. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is really happening. Wow. We get to around a little bit before 9 o'clock, and 2 nurses come in. Not even the midwives. They were nurses. They come in and they're like, all right, are you ready to push? It's time to push. And I was like, yeah, I mean, sure. Where's the doctor? They're like, oh, you're fine. We're going to start you off. You don't have to have the doctor here to start. She'll come in. They do the typical, have me put my legs up on the thing. And they had Josh come over, hold my one leg. Another nurse was holding my other leg. And they were like, all right, so when we tell you to push, we want you to push like you're going to the bathroom, like you have to poop. And I was like, all right, I got you. And literally, I had like my family on the video cam or on my phone, and then I had Josh recording, or I think we propped the phone up. So I was recording the whole thing, and my family was on video to see me push. They didn't see, like, you know, all my lady parts and stuff, but they were there watching me push. And literally, I was pushing like I was pooping. And this might be TMI, but literally I was pooping. So just saying, if you're afraid that it'll happen to you, especially if you start out at the birth center where they're encouraging you to still eat and drink, I was pooping like the entire time I was pushing. But the nurses were so amazing. They didn't make me feel like, you know, gross about it. They were just cleaning it up and moving it out the way. It was so embarrassing, but they were awesome. They didn't make you feel bad. And honestly, like, when you're in the middle of pushing and having a baby, it's kind of the last thing on your mind. Your vag is just out there for everybody to see, and you just want your baby out. As soon as I started pushing, they kind of stopped the medicine flow so the epidural could start to wear off. And so I started to feel when her head was coming out. Now, I pushed for a total of like 45 minutes. And up until then, I couldn't feel a single thing except for a little bit of pressure every now and then. And when I felt pressure, they told me to push. And so up until this point, I didn't feel anything. But when her head started to come out, I did feel the burn. It wasn't a terrible burn, but it did burn. And they had me do it really slowly because if I did it too quickly, then I was going to tear worse. But I pushed her out in 45 minutes, and when her head came out, I stopped pushing because I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I had a mirror up in front of me, so I saw the entire thing. So every time I pushed, I saw a little bit more come out. So when I pushed and her head came out, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And the nurse and the midwife ended up coming like halfway through me pushing. So she did come eventually. But at first it was just two nurses. And I was like, this is really anticlimactic. I didn't realize that's how it was done. But oh well. So the midwife, she was like, why did you stop pushing? I didn't tell you to stop pushing. And I was like, oh my bad. I just got so distracted because I'm literally looking at my child's head just sitting right there. And she was like, no, keep pushing. It's still a contraction. So I pushed, and you would think that like it would be hard to do the body after the head is out. But literally after the head came out, I pushed one more time and like she like flew out. So that was pretty interesting to watch her just sliding right out of me. And also you just feel like literally what you think it feels like a whole load like leaving your body. It's the craziest thing. But when I pushed her out, it was just like, wow, I really just did that. Like, I really just pushed this baby out. I cannot believe I have a little human. She was 6 pounds, 12 ounces, and 20 inches long. And she was born at 9:55 p.m. I did end up tearing, and I had to get stitches, but it wasn't bad at all. It was just a couple little stitches up top and nothing in the muscles. So it was pretty easy. And I also watched myself get the stitches. And then it was crazy when they delivered the placenta. It didn't hurt. It was just a lot of pressure on my stomach. And then when the placenta came out, they let me look at it. They let Josh cut the cord. And it was just crazy. Like, I was like, I really just did that. I had a whole baby. So, yeah. It was a really interesting, crazy experience. Nothing like what I had prayed for and what I envisioned. But all in all, I feel stronger because of it. I feel so grateful to God that He allowed me to carry my baby full term. Let me have a safe delivery. Let her be safe, completely, fine when she came out. She passed all of her hearing tests, her vision tests, everything passed with flying colors, and I'm just so grateful that I had the experience that I had. But if you ask me, for baby number 2, I'm going straight to the hospital. I'm getting an epidural, no question about it. Like, I'm not even going to try to have a natural delivery because nope. Nope, not doing it. Those days are over. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, give it a thumbs up, share it. I do plan on sharing more, including my postpartum, because that's a whole thing. Like, after you have a baby, you go through a lot of change. It's painful down there. You bleed like crazy. Your boobs do weird stuff. It's just a lot. So I do plan on sharing my postpartum. And also, I need to formally introduce you guys to baby girl. So be on the lookout for more videos, more content coming your way. And please don't forget to subscribe and stay connected with me. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. All right, I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me and watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.